JinPingMei Original Version Chapter 70 For Pan Jinlian's fragrant cheeks nestle against the jade, and Zhu Gufo talks about the sutra. Simon King hugged Pan Jinlian and slept until dawn. When the woman saw that his words were like sticking up a stick, she said, "Dada, please spare me. I can't come. Just wait until I smack it for you." Simon King said, "You little whore, if you can't do it, it's your fault." The woman actually squatted down on his waist, held down one of his legs, and sucked the words for him with her mouth. After sucking for an hour, the semen was still gone. Simon King pressed his hand on his vagina, shaking his head without revealing anything, and kept mumbling words in his mouth. The twitching woman's mouth was foaming with foam, and the remaining fat was on the stem. The woman asked Simon King, "On the 28th, we are invited by the families. Are you going?" Simon King said, "Why not?" The woman said, "I have something to ask you. Do you want to go?" Simon King said, "It's strange. Little whore, if you have something wrong, you say no." The woman said, "Take out Sister Lee's fur coat and wear it with me. When they come back from the wine tomorrow, they will all be wearing fur coats, but I have nothing to wear." Simon King said, "If there is a leather jacket from Wang Zhaoxuan's house, you can just wear it." The woman said, "I won't wear it, so you go with Li Zhaoer. Wear Li Zhaoer's fur coat with Sui instead. Give Sister Lee's fur coat to me, and wait until I go to the village." To bright red and golden crane sleeves, worn against a white silk jacket, are just for you to be my wife, never for anyone else. Simon King said, "You are a little slut who only cares about cheap things. His leather coat is worth 60 taels of silver. It will sway when you wear it." The woman said, "It's strange, my slave, that you married Zhang 3. Is Li Sis' wife wearing it? There are your wives on the left and right, putting on a front for you, and none of them are so arrogant." "Okay, I won't comply," Simon King said. "You ask for help and you are tough at the same time." The woman said, "You weird Shi-sen, I'm the girl in your room. Do I have to submit to you?" As she said that, she put the words on her pink face and just leaned against them. After a long time, she swallowed them in her mouth and teased her. Once again he put the tip of his tongue against the strings of the piano and stirred the edges of the tortoise, then wrapped his red lips and just moved. Simon King received spiritual enlightenment, full of spring energy. And after a long time, his essence came, and he exclaimed, "You little slut. It's so tight. I've been there before." He didn't finish his words, and his essence filled the woman's mouth. The woman continued to speak and swallowed. "Exactly. I have my own affairs to welcome my husband, and I love to play the purple flute diligently." That day, the wine was being served at the doctor's office. Simon King got up, combed his hair and cleansed his face, and went out. The woman was still sleeping under the quilt, so she said, "You can look for your son while you are free. When you come back, you will have no time." Simon King then walked to Li Pingera's room, and the girl got up early again and drank some tea to support him. When Simon King saw Ryer applying makeup and eyebrows, he smiled and handed her tea and talked beside her. While Simon King sent Yingshin to ask for the key to the bedroom, Ryer asked, "What are you asking for?" Simon King said, "I want to find a fur coat to wear with your fifth wife." Rui said, "Is it mother's mink fur coat?" Simon King said, "That's right. He wants to wear it, so just give it to him." When the spring festival was over, he held his wife in his arms, touched his nipples, and said, "My son, even though you have given birth to a baby, your nipples are still tight." Just a people kissing face to face and smacking their tongues. Ryer said, "I see my father always by Wu Naying's side, but I don't see him go into another room. He is nothing more than an old man. He is just a person with a heart that cannot be tolerated. My father was not here the day before yesterday. He was just a stick, so he didn't get along with me. There was a lot of yelling. Thanks to Sister-in-law Han and Sanyang, they came to persuade me to leave. When my father came home, he didn't dare to tell him. Some talkative person told him that he wanted me. He also told his father whether he came or not." Simon King said, "He also sued me, and you can just accompany him tomorrow. He is a freewheeling guy, And he likes sweet dates if he can't stand it. Although he is a talkative, he can't do it. No intention at all. Ryer said, I yelled with him the day before yesterday. And the next day when Dad came home, he told me that he would live well. He said that Dad was more likely to be around him, even if other mothers give me a few points. You can only keep everything secret. Me, I let the river water wash the boat, Simon King said. In that case, let's make peace. He also made a promise to his wife. You will wait for me to come and sleep in this room every night. Rui said, Dad, are you really here? Stop coaxing me, Simon King said. Who coaxed you to come? Just as he was saying this, he saw Yingxun coming to get the key. Simon Qingjiao opened the bedroom door, opened the cupboard, took out the leather rug, shook it, wrapped it in a bag, and taught Yingxun to take it to the room over there. Ryer quietly said to Simon King, I don't have a good dress or coat. Dad can find another one while he has it and give it to me. If you have a little dress for me, please give it to me. Simon King quickly found another set of green-covered satin jacket, yellow cotton silk skirt, another pair of blue silk cotton trousers, and another pair of embellished knee-length trouser legs, and gave them to him. My wife godowed in thanks. Simon King locked the door and asked him to send the leather coat and golden lotus to the room. Jinlian just got up and bound her feet on the bed. Chanmai said, Ryer has sent me a fur coat. The woman knew what he meant and said, Teach him to come in. He asked, Dad sent you here? Rui said, Dad taught me to send it to my mother to wear. Jinlian said, Did I give you anything? Rui said, Father gave me to silk clothes to wear during the spring festival. He asked me to kowtow to my mother. So he kowtowed for times forward. The woman said, Isn't it good for my sister to do this? Since your master loves you, as the saying goes, if there are many ships, it will not block the harbor, and if there are many cars, it will not block the road. How about being a bad person if you don't offend me? What do I care about you? There is still a shadow here, Ryer said. My mother is gone. Although the eldest mother behind me takes over the responsibility, she is still the master in the front. I hope she will be promoted sooner or later. How dare I deceive my little daughter-in-law? That's where Yilwa returns to her roots. Where? The woman said, Why don't you tell your aunt about your clothes? Rui said. The younger one also asked the aunt for some. The aunt said, When Dad comes, I'll give you 2 of them. The woman said, That's all I know. Rui came out and went to the room over there. Simon King had already gone to the front hall. Rui asked Yingxun, You take the key from your head. What did the aunt say? Yingxun said. The aunt asked, What does your father want the key for? I didn't say anything about taking the fur coat with Wan Yang, only that I didn't know, and he is speechless. However, Simon King walked to the hall to see the banquet. Haiyan children Zhang Mei, Su Shen and Gu Zixia all arrived with their opera boxes. Li Ming and other for young talents came early to wait on them, and they all kowtowed to see him. Simon King ordered the meal to be distributed to everyone, and ordered Li Ming and the other 3 to sing in front, while Zhuo Shen followed behind to accept the guests. Wang Lior, the wife of Han Daoguo, didn't come that day, so she sent Sister Shen to buy 2 boxes of gifts and ride in a sedan chair. His family's Jin Kaier followed and came to celebrate Yulu's birthday. Wang Jing sent it to the back and sent the sedan out. After a while, Anton and Sister Meng arrived outside the door, as well as Mr. Fu, Mr. Gan and his wife, Sister Duan, Chue Ben's daughter-in-law, and the 4th Lady Bai. Simon King was in the hall when he saw Diane leading a short figure in the corridor, wearing a green satin jacket and a red skirt, no rouge, and 2 closely slit eyes. He looked like Zhang Xiang, so he asked who it was. Diane said, It's Si Xiaoben. Simon King was speechless. Later I met Yunyang. Yunyang served tea. Simon King came in to eat porridge and handed Yunyang the key. Yunyang said, What are you doing when you open the door? Simon King said, Pan Liuer said that he will go to the 2nd brother Ying's house to have wine tomorrow, and he doesn't have a leather jacket. He wants Sister Li's leather jacket to wear. Yunyang glanced at her and said, You can't control your own words anymore. He's dead, and the angry people have scattered the girls in his room. People like you have nothing to say. He sees that he can't wear his fur coat. Baba only needs this fur coat to wear. He was dead long ago, but if he is not dead, you can only take a look. Simon King was speechless after saying a few words. Suddenly it was reported that Liu Zhuguan had come to repay the money, and Simon King went out to sit with him and talk in the hall. I saw Diane taking the note and saying, Wang Zhaoxuan's mansion has come to send gifts. Simon King asked, What gift is it? Diane said, It is a congratulatory gift, a ruler, a jar of southern wine, and 4 kinds of food. Simon King immediately asked Wang Jing to thank the family members in reply, rewarded the visitor with 5 coins, and sent him away. I saw Sister Li Gui getting off the sedan and bar picking for boxes of gifts. The panicked Diane held the felt bag for him and said, Aunt Gui, please go in through the passage. Liu Zhuguan is sitting in the hall. Sister Gui immediately went into the aisle and came to Anna to pick the box into Yunyang's room. Yunyang asked, Dad, have you seen him? Diane said, Dad is accompanying guests, but I haven't seen him yet. Yunyang then said, Put the box in the open room. As soon as the guests left, Simon King came in to eat, and Yunyang said, Sister Li Gui is here to send gifts. Simon King said, I don't know. Yuan Niang asked Xiao Yu to open the box and saw a box of birthday cakes with fruit fillings, a box of rose candy cakes to roast ducks, and a pair of pig hooves. I saw Sister Gui coming out of the room, her hair covered with pearls, wearing a bright red jacket and a blue satin skirt. She looked at Simon King and kowtowed 4 times. Simon King said, Well, why did you buy this gift again? Yunyang said, Sister Gui told me just now that she was afraid that you would annoy him. If you don't do anything else, it's all damning. That Rigui, my sister, had a headache. And she saw Wang Sangguan leading a group of people to Qin Yuzhira's house. They walked past the door and came in to have tea. They were frightened and dispersed. Sister Gui didn't come out to see him either, Simon King said. I didn't come out to see him that time, and I didn't come out to see him this time. I can't blame you. Speaking of which, I can't control you. Isn't it possible to build the door of Lichen Courtyard with sesame cakes? It's everywhere. The money is the same, so I'm not annoyed. Sister Gui knelt on the ground and couldn't care less, and said, What's bothering me is that if I get involved with him, I will rot and have a pemphigus in every pore. It's all my mother, and I'm so old. Pi, I have no idea what I do for a living. I will provoke good people, and bad people will be provoked. It's just a waste of time, Yunyang said. You can just talk about it. Why are you angry? Simon King said, Get up, I won't be angry with you. Sister Gui pretended to be coquettish and said, I won't get up until Dad smiles. If you don't smile, I will kneel down for a year and not get up. Pan Jinlian interjected from the side, Sister Gui, get up and just kneel to him. Beg him Huang Mi boss, call him Zhangzi. Now you are kneeling to him here, but when he comes to your house tomorrow, he will kneel to you. You should ignore him then. After Simon King and Yunyang both laughed, Sister Gui got up. I saw Dan coming to report in a panic. Dad Song and Daddy An are here. Simon King put on his clothes and went out to greet him. Sister Gui said to Yunyang, Yeah, from now on I don't want a father. I will just be my daughter with my mother. Yunyang said, Your empty wish is just a promise. You went inside twice the day before yesterday, but you weren't there. Sister Gui said, Oh my God. Oh my God. This is murder. Why did Dad ever go to my house? What if he came there? In my house, if you meet your father and touch your body, you will die. Mom, you inquired by mistake. It was not my place, but you went to Zhang Yuer's house twice and invited his little fan. This is my right and wrong. It's about whether he fights when he is angry. Otherwise, how can Dad be angry with me? Jin Lian said, Everyone has food and clothing. How can he fight with you for nothing? Sister Gui said, Wu Niang, you don't know the people among us. One is angry but the other is not angry, so there is no difference. Yunyang took over and said, What's the difference between the inside and the outside? It's just the same. One is not angry and the other is. That one has some time, so let's get rid of it. Yunyang served him tea, and it was no big deal. But Simon King welcomed Song Yeshi and then Langshong and went to the hall to recite the ceremony. Each person has a piece of satin and a book to congratulate Simon King. Seeing that the tables and seats were neatly ranged, I couldn't thank you enough. While the guests and the host sat down and had tea, the Song Dynasty censor said, "The student has a duty to desecrate the four springs." Now there is the governor Hu Shiquan, who has been promoted to Taichung King. The student is working with the two departments. I dare to borrow it for 30 days. Your Majesty bought a glass of wine as a farewell meal and set out for Beijing on the second day of the Lunar New Year. Is Siquan allowed before trial? Simon King said. How dare you disobey the old gentleman's orders? But I don't know how many tables there are. The censor of the Song Dynasty said, the student has a share of the money here. He called the scribe to take out the cloth and give him a total of 12 taels of money according to the two divisions. He asked for a large table and 6 scattered tables to call the actors together. Simon King agreed to accept it and invited him to sit in the rolling shed. After a while, Mr. Jin also arrived. The 3 officials would play chess in one place. The Song Yeshi saw that Simon King's hall was wide, the courtyard had deep characters, and the calligraphy and painting cultural relics were extremely valuable. It was so prosperous. I also saw a golden cauldron with 8 immortals holding longevity in front of the screen. It was about several feet high and was very skillfully made. Sandalwood incense was burning in the furnace, and the smoke was exhaled from the mouths of turtles, cranes, and deer. I just watched it closely and praised it endlessly. Asked Simon King, "This furnace is well made," because he said to the second official, "My student wrote a book and sent it to Brother Liu Nian in Huai'an. I asked him to bring a copy for me to send to Mr. Kai, but I haven't seen it yet. I wonder where the 4 springs came from." Simon King said, "It was also a person from Huisheng who sent the students off. After that, they played chess." Simon King ordered his subordinates to look at 2 tables and boxes with delicate vegetable and fruit fillings and snacks, and asked Shengden to sing southern songs. Song Dynasty, the censor said, "It doesn't make sense that the host is blushing after eating before the guests have arrived." And Langshong said, "It's cold, so it's okay to have a drink." The censor of the Song Dynasty sent someone to invite him again. And he said, I'm playing chess at Huang's place in the brick factory. So I came over. While playing chess and drinking, Dr. An called the actors, using each unlinked to serve the wine. Then Shengden sang a set of First Come to calm the panic. Before the song was finished, an official came in and reported, Daddy Kai and Huang are here. The Song Yeshi hurriedly ordered the tables to be collected, and everyone dressed up and came out to greet them. Magistrate Kaiju wore plain clothes and gold belts. First of all, he asked attendant Kaiju to send a greeting to Simon King. Entering the hall, Langan said, "This is the Master Simon. I see that I am serving thousands of soldiers here, and I am also a disciple of Mr. Kai Zhang." The magistrate bowed again and said, long time, long time." Magistrate Ju was on top, and the 4 main seats were seated. The cooks cut the soup and rice, and the actors presented their scripts. Magistrate Kaiju chose 2 loyalties and performed it twice. After drinking for a few rounds, Xiao Yaoer sang a set in front of the table. New Water ordered the Jade Whip, and the arrogant horse came out of the imperial capital. Magistrate Kai said with a smile, "As straight as Song Yuan is, it can be called the Yashiqing Mao. And the 3 princes are Liu Lang's old lingering beard." And Langshong said, "Today I don't even say Zhangzhou Sima's green shirt is wet." After saying this, everyone laughed. Simon King also asked Chen Hong to sing a set of Kinmen presents Ping Hu Bao, which made the Song Yeshi like it. Yes, because he said to Simon, "This boy is cute." Simon King said, "This is a small price, originally from Yangzhou." The censor of the Song Dynasty held his hand and taught him how to pass wine. He rewarded him with 3 coins and koto to thank him. Exactly, the sunlight outside the window flickers by, and the shadows of flowers in front of the table move from seat to seat. Before the cup was finished, the music and songs were delivered, and the time was announced again under the steps. Unexpectedly, the sun was sinking in the west. Magistrate Kaiju saw that it was getting late, so he immediately ordered his left and right people to get dressed and leave. Unable to keep the money, everyone sent them out of the gate. Then two officials were sent to carry the tables, mats, sheep, wine, and rulers to the mouth of the Shin River. The imperial censor of the Song dynasty also wrote a speech to Simon King, because he said, "If you don't thank me today, you will still disturb me tomorrow." Everyone got on the sedan chair and laughed. Simon King sent it back and sent the actors with instructions. "You will come back the next day and sing for another day. Call a few people who can sing to come." And Father Song invites the governor Hai. The actor said, "I understand, little one." Simon King ordered Zan to go to the wine table and said to Diane, "Go and invite Master Wen to come and sit down." Then he called Anna and said, "Go and invite the second Father Ying." After a while, people arrived one after another, and everyone bowed and sat down. 3 little children were playing and singing nearby, and they were pouring wine. Simon King asked the Earl, "You ladies are going to go tomorrow? And the singer you are calling as a juggler?" The Earl said, "Brother, what's the point? Where can the little people raise them? I'll just ask my 2 singing daughters to sing. Tomorrow morning please come down, sisters-in-law." Drinking in the front hall is not a problem here. Behind them, Aunt Ming and Ming Sanjin got up first. Miss Young, who was lagging behind, also wanted to go. Yoon Young said, "Auntie, why don't you stay here for one more day?" Master Zhu asked his apprentice to get the roll. "We will ask him to announce the roll late at night, and we will listen." Miss Young said, "I told my sister honestly that if I hadn't lived here, my second nephew would be getting married tomorrow, and the child would come to invite me. I would like to take a look." So he left with a speech. After everyone had eaten and held the lanterns, the 3 waiters and ladies also resigned. Except for Sister Dwen, Grandma Pan also went to the Golden Lotus room. Only Dainzi, Sister Li Gui, second Sister Shen and 3 girls, Sister Yu, Li Jiar, Meng Yulu and Pan Jinlian were sitting in Yoon Young's room. Suddenly I heard that the people in front had dispersed, and the boy took the guy back. The Golden Lotus hurriedly pulled away and walked forward, reaching the front and standing quietly at the head of the corner door. I saw Simon King supporting Lianer, lighting the lamp, and staggering towards Li Pinger. When he saw Jin Lian standing at the door, he held hands and entered the room. Then Anna went to the upper room to hand over the bell and chopsticks. Yoon Young only said that Simon King had come in and sent second Sister Shen, Sister Li Gui, and Sister Yu to Li Jiao's room. He asked Lion, "Is your father here?" Lion said, "Dad is in Wu Niang's room and he is impatient." After hearing this, Yoon Young felt a little annoyed in her heart, because she said to Yulu, "Look at C, a slut with no background. I said he came into your room today, but why did he touch his room again without knowing it?" The waves and wind rose again, and they were just in front of him. Yulu said, "Sister, let him go. It's just like we fight for him every time." But the jokes told by the master can be carried out by him in the 6 rooms left and right. Whatever his father wants. "You and I don't worry about him," Yoon Young said. "He has something to say. I just heard that the people in front were scattered, so I rushed forward in a panic." Because he asked Xiao Yu, "There is no one on the stove, please close the ceremony door with me. I will invite 3 masters from behind. Let's listen to him announce the scrolling." I also invited Sister Li Gui, second Sister Shen, Sister Dwen, and Sister Yu. Yoon Young said to Da Jinzi, "My head is spinning," and I asked him to ask the young novice to invite the Huang family's women scroll to announce it. Today, Miss Kier and Yong are here again. He ordered Yu Xiao to drink some tea. Yulu said to Li Jiar, "Our 2 families take turns taking care of the tea, so don't just worry about my eldest sister." So everyone in the room was told to prepare tea. After a while, the Kang table was put down, and 3 sisters-in-law came and sat cross-legged on the Kang. Everyone sat down and listened to him announce the book. Yoon Young washed her hands and used a stick to burn incense. Anzu unfolded Huang's women's scroll and spoke loudly. "The Dharma will not be destroyed when you first hear it, so it will be empty. The Tao is originally unborn, and is useless every time it is born. From the Dharma body, The 8 signs hang down, and from the 8 signs, the Dharma body is revealed. The bright and shining lamp opens up the world. The bright Buddhist mirror illuminates the dark road. In the blink of an eye, the 4 great phantoms disappeared. I work hard every day, and I will be busy with my career in the end. Little do you know that one's nature is perfect and bright, and only the 6 roots of greed are fulfilled. Unparalleled fame is nothing more than a big dream. Astonishing wealth is inevitably impermanent. When the wind and fire dissipate, there are no young or old, and the mountains and rivers have exhausted all the heroes. After giving a speech, he recited a verse and sang a few Buddhist songs to encourage good deeds. He then announced how Huang's daughter was born, how she read scriptures and loved doing good deeds, how she died and was reincarnated as a man, and how she was a man and a woman. The 5 people ascended to heaven at once, after slowly announcing it. The weather has been updated for the 2nd time. First, Yuan Zhaoer brought a dish of tea to Li Zhaoer's room and everyone ate it. After leaving Meng Yu's building, Lan Xiang brought a few refined fruits and vegetables, a large pot of wine, and a large pot of tea to eat with Da Zhenzi, Sister Duan, and Sister Gui. Yunyang then taught Yu Xiao to take out 4 boxes of kataku cakes, candies, etc., and order tea with the 3 masters. Sister Li Gui said, 3 masters have announced this scroll, so it's my turn to sing a song of filial piety. Yunyang said, Sister Gui, are you starting to sing again? Sister Yu said, wait for me to sing first. Yunyang said, that's fine, Sister Yu will sing first. The 2nd sister Shen said, when my sister sings, I will also sing and listen to the ladies. Sister Gui refused and said, I should sing first. When I asked Yunyang what she wanted to listen to, she said, just sing deep or quiet. At that moment, Sister Gui gave everyone wine, took the pipa, gently played the jade bamboo shoots, straddled the silk gauze, and sang a set. After Sister Gui finished singing, Sister Yu was about to pick up the pipa. 2nd sister Shen had already asked her to pass it, and hung it on her arm. She first said, I'll sing 12 moons hanging true sun with Da Zhenzi and my mother. So she sang, on the 15th day of the 1st lunar month, there is a lantern festival, and the whole world is burned with incense. At that time, Da Zhenzi was so sleepy that she didn't wait for the 2nd sister Shen to finish singing. After having tea, she went to sleep in Yunyang's room. After singing for a while, Sister Gui returned to Li Zhaoer's room. Sister Duan went to Meng Yu's building. The 3 masters went to Sen Zui's room. Sister Yu and 2nd sister Shen were in the Kang room with Yu Xiao and Xiao Yu. Sleep. It's no big deal that Yunyang and Dog Yuzi are sleeping in the upper room. The judge heard that when pregnant women in ancient times did not sit sideways, did not lie down, did not listen to obscene sounds, did not look at evil colors, and often played with poems, books, gold and jade. They gave birth to children who were upright and intelligent. This is the method of prenatal education. The Moon Mother is pregnant today, so it is not appropriate for monks and nuns to read the book and listen to their talk about the cycle of death and rebirth. Later, I felt that an ancient Buddha was born, reincarnated, took away his body, and disappeared, unable to inherit the family fate. What a pity! Exactly, the future is dark and the road is dangerous, and you are fascinated by the 12 o'clock.
Alright, this part of the story ends here.
Want to know what happened next? Let's listen to the breakdown next time.